for the space, Mr. Bergman. We have a visa and they are seeking Ethereum engineers for their Web3 plans. So
Oh, hell
they've
yeah.
put out yeah, they're looking for like proper engineers that understand Ethereum. They are the second largest payment processor in the world. I think MasterCard is the top one. And they have put out job applications for an experienced software engineers who are passionate about the Web3 stack of technologies, specifically looking for an engineer in London who understands the new Ethereum enhancements. The job post also mentions ERC-4337, a standard for releasing tokens on ETH blockchain, and candidates familiar with private key custody and security protocols. According to a post by Visa, their crypto team is building the next generation of products to facilitate commerce in everyone's digital and mobile lives. The team aims to innovate and create intuitive features in Web3 to bring new value to customers. Visa's been involved in Web3 in the past. However, one of its partners was FTX, whose demise put a temporary pause on their plans. However, in October 2022, Visa filed new Web3 related trademark applications. And then 4 months ago, they also published a technical piece on their website explaining the possibility of leveraging the Ethereum blockchain to allow automatic payments in cryptocurrency. So this is really, really bullish. My question to them, or not to them, but just in general, is why Ethereum? Because we all know that gas fees on Ethereum are definitely not suited to high volume, cheap transactions. I would imagine that they would rather actually be on Polygon, to be very, very
Yeah.
honest. But regardless of that, it's incredibly bullish that a company like Visa, who really handles a huge amount of the world's payments, are saying that we want to prepare for the future, and in order to do so, we need someone who understands blockchain.
I agree. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what they're going to roll with because you're right. The Ethereum gas fees just are not it right now. So I'm not sure. But it is interesting because we seem to have crossed the hump. I feel like at this point we've crossed the hump of like I saw a tweet from who I forget who it was, but they were like, if Coinbase leaves the US, crypto's done, like done for. And I was like, dude, I just stopped believing that entirely. Like that whole narrative of is crypto here? Is it will it be here? I'm like, there's no will or if. I was like, we are here. There's too many big boys and big girls who are in this game now, and too many, and like it makes sense, like in a digital world, to have these things. Like it makes sense to have the technology that is blockchain, and the front end of that is crypto and NFTs. I was like, that stuff is gonna be here. There's no more if this will be here. It's like, no. The question is which, if you're investing at least, which ones are gonna win, and you stick your money there. Then the rest of it's like, yeah, the tech's coming, the tech's here, it's here to stay. It's just gonna be built on and getting better. It's just stories like this where I think it's funny because people just aren't informed, and just like in every industry, like I'm not informed on other industries. But when people are like out here casting judgment and like calling us stupid, I'm like, bro, you're silly. Like you're really silly. I was like, the biggest companies in the entire world are here. They would not bother at all in this kind of market, especially to bother. They wouldn't bother to bother.
So this is an old infographic that I just found while you were talking. This is about 6 months old, but this is just showing what Kate is saying. Alphabet, and this is 6 months old. So this is September 2021 to June 2022. So what's that? It's almost a year old.
Yeah.
Alphabet, which is Google, $1,506 million into blockchain companies. The Alphabet invested in that period $1,506 million into Dapper Labs, Fireblocks, Voltage, and Digital Currency Group. BlackRock, which we now know a bit of dodginess there, but they invested $1,170 million into Circle, FTX, and Anchorage. Morgan Stanley, another huge name,
Jeez.
invested $1,110 million. Samsung invested just under $1,000 million. Goldman Sachs, $700 million. BNY Mellon, $700 million. PayPal, $650 million. Microsoft, $470 million. Commonwealth Bank in Australia, $420 million. Prospers, 200, and so on and so forth, guys. This is what Kate is trying to tell you. I mean, and this is a year old. If you are one of these companies and you aren't investing in blockchain to some degree, you are going to fall behind. I mean, this is a huge amount of money by massive, massive names.
Yeah, and my main point there is like the FOMO of business world is much bigger than retail. You know, like when I just try and like get this concept across to anytime I'm on streams talking about this, because I'm like, it's just so important because it's true. It's like because this is how markets work, this is how business works, this is how products and services are created when a market's formed. Like when Gymshark comes out with something lit, everyone else whose competitors are looking at Gymshark and saying, was that a success or was it not? And if it was a success, we're probably going to have to do it because all the people who buy at Gymshark are also our audience, and they're going to wonder why we don't have something like this. And when it becomes something where NFTs are in crypto and those things are like, yo, this will be an extra experience that we added to our stuff. And then another company says, shit, we probably need to do that. And then the domino starts. Like when the two leaders do it, it starts to infect itself and everywhere else. Then they all start to come out with their own versions of it. Next thing you know, 3 months later, it is just normal for everyone to have it. And that is just literally how it happens. And it's just a game of when. That is the only thing we're waiting on. And that's why we're out here making content, because in the meantime, we got to fucking do something with our time. We can't just sit around and wait all day. We're trying to create experiences for ourselves. We're trying to have some cool streams and talk to some cool people. And